Verses 12 and 13, he says this, I know what it is to be in need. I know what it is to have plenty. I've learned the secret of being content in any and every situation, whether well-fed or hungry, whether living in plenty or in want. I can do all this through him who gives me strength. This is a verse that is personally important to me, has always been important to me, because for me it's always been an assumption. Like I've rarely had a hesitation about doing anything, because there's always been an assumption. If God can empower me to do anything, just go do it. Like now, for me, that's a problem, because if I'm a task-driven person, the assumption is I'll just go and do it, and I don't stop and be like, hey, wait a minute. Are you actually empowering me to do this right now? And that's where I get myself in trouble with the thing I mentioned earlier. We'll just go and do, and it's like God's like, yeah, that's not quite what I was empowering you to do. That was all you. That wasn't me. So don't lay that one at my feet. But element 5, coming off that verse, is confidence in his ability. Not confidence in our ability, even if he's given us that ability. Confidence in his ability. See, contentment relies on knowing what God is capable of, not what we're capable of. We're never content if it relies on us, because we know what we're capable of. When I feel like I have to deliver on something and my ability has to make it happen, I get stressed. Anybody with me? Yep. I mean, you get it. I may deliver. I may even enjoy delivering it. Like in sports, you know that moment, like you're gonna dig in, but it's still stress. If his ability is where my strength comes from, then contentment in the knowledge of what he can do overcomes my fear, it overcomes my stress, and it overcomes my need to push it to happen. I'll tell you, in the last year, I feel like I've seen God do so many things, and I recently shared this with a couple of friends. Like, he said, what's been the highs and lows in your life? And I'm like, well, this last year I didn't really think about it, but I feel like I haven't really done anything. I've been doing a crazy amount of stuff, but like I didn't deliver on all of it. It was all like God did it, and I'm like, wow, that was so cool. Like a great example of that is we went on vacation, and I'd been watering my garden for weeks and weeks and weeks, and just praying about the drought, praying for God's rain, not just physically, but also that his spirit among us here in this area. And I come back from Korea. It never stopped raining from the time we left. And the plants that were barely holding on, they just every day they're just out there like, please give me water. Like they're like, pfft. And I just stood in front of my window and I went, you're so cool. You're so cool. You're so able. Why do I stress about these things? As if it's on me to make it happen. And Paul says it this way in verse 19, my God will supply all your needs according to his riches in glory. Element 6, trust for his provision. God owns it all. God knows what we need. If our mindset's on trusting him to provide it, if we need it, then we're less inclined to chase it. We're less inclined to compete for it. And we're less inclined to pursue the recognition, the comfort, or the status that stuff brings. If he's enough, and we know he has enough, then everything that is his, he makes available to us when we need it, then we can relax about the stuff. We can focus on the gratefulness of what he's already provided and trust him for what we need.